Guys, ever since I started making content on our giveaway Harley-Davidson Sportster S and making more Harley content in general, I have noticed that people either hate Harley-Davidson or they are ride or die, like this is the only brand they can ever ride in. So I'm going to take our giveaway bike for a ride today, and we're going to talk about this whole aspect of Harley and talk about how I don't find myself in either camp. So I'm a bit confused. Today's video is going to be a bit interesting. Alright, so guys, let's get this video started. By the way, if you guys want to win the motorcycle I am on today, wbrgarage.com, top link in the description down below. We are going to give this motorcycle away. It's our 8th giveaway bike. Also, what do you guys think about the new helmet? I got the Strata. This is the limited edition one, bro. Check this helmet out. So freaking cool. I love the way it looks. Okay, so yeah, it's going to be kind of a chill video today. Nothing crazy, but bro, you want to talk about crazy? You talk about people in the comment section of my videos anytime I make a Harley video. My God. So, to be honest, guys, I haven't really made a ton of Harley content before we selected the Sportster S as my giveaway bike, which was kind of one of the reasons I wanted to give this bike away, is so that I could really spend some time on a Harley motorcycle and see what it's all about, because I knew there was a huge demographic of people that love Harley-Davidson motorcycles. And I had really never spent a lot of time on it, so I was like, I need to see what's all the hype about. That's why we're doing the bike giveaway. And from the get-go, every single video I have made on the Sportster S, the comment section is full of people that are either, I love Harley-Davidson, that's the only bike I'll ever ride, that's the only real man's bike, or you are vehemently against having any sort of Harley-Davidson. You're going to be one of those guys that's commenting, oh, they leak oil and they're just they're rattling mess, and insert whatever comment you want to for that guy. But the odd thing is, I don't see a lot of people in my comment section which are where I'm at with the whole Harley-Davidson as a brand thing. Now, if you think about it, this whole situation's kind of a pro for Harley, because you want people to be like energetic about your brand. The worst place you can be from a company perspective is people just don't care. So Harley definitely has that figured out, that people care whether it's pro or con. They definitely care. So that end of it is I guess a good thing. But I find myself in a very weird spot. I am not crazy pro Harley. I like the idea that they're an American company. That's kind of neat. There's not too many American motorcycle companies, so I like it from that perspective. But as far as their motorcycles, I think they're cool. You know, I love my Sportster S. I've loved a lot of the Harleys that I've ridden, but my problem is that they're just so expensive. They are priced so far outside of my budget range that I would not even be able to consider having a Harley. Like, that's just what it is. The ones I really like, you know, the Road Glide is a fantastic motorcycle, but I could either get a Road Glide or I could get a damn BMW GS. You know what I'm saying? Like, the pricing, it just, for people like me, you just can't afford that kind of stuff, man. So as I was sitting here thinking through this video, I kind of started trying to figure out, like, what is going on with the Harley space. And I feel like Harley is at kind of a weird spot in their life. They kind of are working on two different fronts, and I kind of wish they would push more in the other front. I'll explain. So like I said, the traditional Harleys, the Road Glide, the Street Glide, the Fat Bob, like all the older stuff, I am not interested in at all. I think they're cool, but I think they're so expensive for what they are. I could never justify that price, no matter how nice they ride. So I'm kind of priced out of that market and don't really have an interest in going there. They're super fun to do first rides on. I love doing that. But as far as like putting money down and purchasing it, I could never. But what I am really interested in is this new style engine, this RevMax engine. So you're looking at the bikes like the Sportster S, the Pan America ST, and the Nightster. All of this kind of, and that's what I describe as new Age Harley, I feel like Harley has obviously this massive audience for their old school stuff. That audience, I think, skews a lot older, and they're set in their ways. They like certain things. They like their Harleys. They're never going to go anywhere. But this new audience that I think Harley really should double down on and really start working towards is the guys that are kind of like me. Like, give us a newer style engine, liquid cooled, give it to us at different CC levels, and put it in platforms that we're used to and that we enjoy riding in. I just feel like there's a massive opportunity for Harley to really double down on the RevMax side of things, and they would open up the entire Japanese, traditionally Japanese style market. And when I say Japanese style market, I mean the guys that are, riding R6s, R3s, they're riding, and even the British market, like you're talking about guys that are on Triumphs and stuff like that. I think there's a massive, availability to go to that market, but they really have to do a couple things. They need to really build out their model lineup with that newer style engine, and they are going to have to bring the price down. Like, if you want to compete in the Japanese market, I think it might be for one, it's a really tough market to get into. You got companies like Kawasaki and Yamaha and Honda making phenomenal motorcycles for an understandable price. Like, when I've gone to Yamaha press launches recently, one of their big pushes has been, we want to give our audience and our customer a fantastic deal on a motorcycle. It needs to perform well, and they need to get a lot for their money. But Harley is a brand where typically you're paying for brand status, you're paying for that Harley name on your motorcycle, and brands that have that kind of status, it's often harder to get a reasonable price on a motorcycle because you've got to put that Harley badging on that's going to increase the price. So I do realize there's a kind of a weird thing to do there. A company that's done that a pretty good job of that recently is Triumph, actually. Back in the day, when I started riding, Triumphs, in my opinion, were at the same level as Ducati. If you were riding a Triumph, you paid extra for a Triumph so that you could have a Triumph. But they've been bringing in more and more models like the Tiger 660, the Trident 660. They've done a really good job of breaking into the more cost-effective market while still having that brand recognition of their motorcycles. And I really think that Harley could learn a lot if they really diagnosed what Triumph is working on and how they're kind of positioning their brand, because I still look at Triumph as a more premium brand, but you can now get a Triumph for under $10,000. So I think that is super interesting. I think Harley really needs to look into that, because I would love to have a model lineup that I associated with better from Harley, and I would like to see all the good stuff that they bring. Harley brings a lot to the table. There's been many Harley-Davidson motorcycles that I really enjoy riding, and I think are a fantastic thing to have in the market. The only problem is they're all prohibitively expensive. I want to see more accessibility to a Harley, and I kind of feel like they're putting the groundwork in to do that. So I went to a Moto America race the other day when they came to Road Atlanta, and I found out that there's a whole class of racing called Super Hooligan, which is super neat. It's basically, from what I understand, it's the motorcycles have to be between 750 and 990 cc's, and you can run any style motorcycle as long as it fits inside of that, that ruling or whatever. But from what I understood, Harley is racing Pan Americas that have been modified in that class, which is like a naked style bike. So they're racing against things like MT-09s and Triumph Street Triples. So it's like that's a racing class that I didn't know existed, and now that I know that it exists, because you guys know I've got my MT10. I love naked bikes. I love how they are a perfect mix of comfort and performance. You get everything I want out of a motorcycle and a naked bike. That's why I love them so much. And when I see a racing class for naked bikes, I perk up with that, because I'm like, man, these guys are having to deal with the same shit I deal with. You know, if I go to a racetrack with my MT10, which I did recently when I did champ school. I think that video's come out. I'll put a link in the description if for you guys to check it out if you want. But I did a track day on my MT10, and you know, going really quick on an MT10, when you get up to that 140, 145 mile an hour mark, bro, wind is crazy. So when I see things like Super Hooligan, I'm like, I can appreciate this, because, like, you know, MotoGP bikes, I look at that and I'm like, wow, those guys are the top of the top. Those bikes are the top of the top. But it's so far outside of what I could ever understand. But I see a guy racing an MT-09 around, and I'm like, bro, I'm here for that. I can appreciate that. So I see Harley in that Super Hooligan area, and I'm like, bro, y'all are, you know, that's a race series that I kind of associate with more. Not that I want to do Super Hooligan or anything, but, you know, it's racers racing on bikes that I can understand. So I see them there, and I'm like, y'all are dipping your toe in the Rev Max engine is so freaking good. It's great in the Sportster S. It's phenomenal in the Pan America. So it's like Harley has already proven that they can make a new style, a new age style engine that performs incredibly well, has great power delivery. Harley just needs to build more chassis to put stuff like that in. And I think if they really just double down on that we could really see Harley come into a whole new age of Harley. And, like, let's be real, like, Harley's audience is an older audience, right? Eventually, they're gonna get too old to ride. So if they don't transition to really going to this other demographic, I don't know what's gonna happen to Harley, because I don't know, like, I'm not basing this on industry data. I probably should, but this is just, like, you know, how I'm feeling about the industry. I don't know what cruisers are doing right now. Cruiser content seems to do okay on the channel, so I know there's an audience there for it. But, you know, talking about this ADV space, this naked space, and even the sport space seems to be, like, coming back. I don't know, man. I like Harley as a brand, and I would love to see the new age of Harley, because that's a brand, like, I could really, you know, get into, you know what I mean? If they're making bikes like I like, if they're an American company, it would just be really cool to see that. And I'm not saying for them to stop doing what they're doing. I'm not saying, you know, don't make these large CC cruisers and heavy cruisers that people, like, that they've built their brand on. You know, do what you do there, but I kind of want their R&D department to focus on, you know, what I keep calling as new age Harley. Part of me is curious, though, do you guys, for one, do you understand what I'm saying? And secondly, are you guys on the same, like, wavelength as I am? Or are you one of those guys, like I'm expecting, and you're going to be like, oh, fuck Harley, I can't stand them, you know what I mean? Or don't you mess up what you got going on so well? Let me know where you're at in the comments, guys, because I've been thinking about this, and my only way to communicate with you guys is make videos about stuff, and I've just been like, I don't know what the answer is, but I'm also an idiot. So if you guys have, you know, different viewpoints, I would love to hear them in the comments. This is one of those videos that I feel like it's going to be very interactive, where I have presented my opinions to you guys, but now I want to see what you guys think of the stuff I'm saying. Let's have a conversation in the comments down below. I think Harley's cool. I want to see him do newer, cooler stuff. And that's where I'm at right now, guys. All right, guys, I gotta finish this up because I got a first try to do, and hopefully this helmet audio sounds good, because this is my test of this helmet audio. Anyway, guys, I'm Chaseontwowheels. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching this video and riding along with me. You guys go out there and ride safe. If you want to win this motorcycle that I'm on, this 2021 Harley-Davidson Sportster S, just head on over to wbrgarage.com. First, it'll be top link in the description down below. And get entered. You guys can grab merch, you can get entries, you can buy whatever you want. And our website system handles all of the back end. You guys are awesome. I'll see you on the next one. Later.